SCRIBBLEBIBBLE. You can see top of your screen there, and STARTIIK. This is match 3 of our quarterfinals. It's time for our set 1 and our best of 5. Who will be the victor? Let us know online. For now, though, it's time for pick and bans once again as he rejoins Sam and Say.
Confidence is key on the stage. Both players were very confident when finding out this bracket. Is it a redemption arc calling? Is it the match of Himothy? Or is there another story in the stars for these two players as we've got SCRIBBLEBIBBLE versus STARTIIK. Pre-bans coming out, Neftis and that Yonhong. Signature units on both of these sides, Say.
Yeah, absolutely signature units. So both of them have to play a different playstyle than they normally do. SCRIBBLEBIBBLE mostly likes to take either a Sierra or a Oliver. Jaeger is probably not the one that he's actually going to be picking in. Hey gang, interesting one, stealing that unit right away as well.
Yeah, Hagang coming out onto field. Actually just look there as well, Say, at the moment. STARTIIK and SCRIBBLEBIBBLE. But they haven't played each other the past 2 seasons because they probably play at completely different time zones in terms of where they're going. We're seeing Holy Trinity coming out of STARTIIK.
STARTIIK definitely playing very different, and that is very nice into a Hagang opener because I'm not too sure if Scribble actually expected to go completely different on the side of STARTIIK.
Yeah, here we go. Oliver coming out on the side. He's going into that first turn then, Say, looking likely at the moment. Yeah, I mean, we've seen Gingerbrave in these actions before.
We've seen Gingerbrave, but that's mainly to speed contest, but this is where he brings in his Burkeld. Burkeld is a very strong unit in a lot of options. The only big issue right now is you're very open to a Fire Monkey once again.
Definitely are. SCRIBBLEBIBBLE is literally picking a unit and staring at the moment at STARTIIK after each of the times. Very reminiscent of Lest in the World Finals in 2022, actually, there, Say. STARTIIK going with a high base speed unit there instead, then Etna coming out, and the Laura, there they are.
Interesting to not go like fully contest on Bruiser, because if you would have contested on Bruiser, let's say Fire Monkey Juno or maybe different elements in those, but Bruiser units, you could have had a very sound draft. Whereas now the Athena and the Laura both already saying like, okay, I don't like that Hagang being on the field. And then we have that Volantis being picked up from Scribble right now. So I'm not sure if I'm liking the 3 and the 4 pick from STARTIIK that much.
Yeah, Volantis dangerous when you're trying to go into that turn 1. It can flip the switch, but that's an answer to maybe going to turn 1. The Zima using another high base speed, but there's only 1 speed lead on his side.
There's only 1 speed lead, and you could take that out, but I think Scribble's also playing around the fact that probably that Hagang is the must ban in this scenario right now. So it's curious to see what STARTIIK will go for. If he goes for Juno, it's a must ban. If he goes for Fire Monkey, most likely a must ban as well. He could be looking out at those units and then saying like, okay, I play with the first 4 that I drafted. Or you could make a draft on the unit where you could say like, okay, is it really going to be a must ban or not? With that Veramos on the field, I think we're looking at an Oliver ban.
Yeah, let's find out. Take out that speed lead on the side of STARTIIK right now. Are you going to have to take out a high base speed unit?
I would say you probably also in respect ban that Veramos, because if the Veramos can get skill rotations into the Volantis and also into the Zima, it will be very difficult to deal with.
He is staring STARTIIK outright there, so confident on the stage. Is he him? Let's find out. We get Berghill banned out and we get the Veramos then, so we've got speed leads for both of the guys. Going into our SWC2024 Europe Cup quarterfinals match 3, set 1 between STARTIIK and SCRIBBLEBIBBLE. Let us know in the chat who you think is going to win, because going first is going to be that Etna.
Athena most likely going to go for that Oliver, because then the Oliver moves off key. Oliver will move into full immunity units.
Ooh.
Did not get the stun, but still get the push-up, whereas the Oliver moves in an awkward position, just has to go for skill 1.
Yeah, and we've got skill 3 available right now, using it there against the team. Gets the strip, so Hagang can come in. Oh!
That is a trap. The Zima is a trap. The Zima was a Nem trap, but also the Zima in the process of being a Nem trap nearly died. So I am not too sure. You need a lot of provokes and a lot of cycles coming in right here, because otherwise if... Oh! I'm really looking at this Volantis. You need the provokes, you need the stuns. He does get a decent amount, but we still have the Veligil getting in skill potentially.
Yeah, and if that Veligil gets that turn, he can look to try and cleanse off, even though there's some block.
I would simply go for the Zima kill in my opinion over here, because the Zima didn't show too much of HP in the first place. Maybe you can take it out and prevent the bomb. Does exactly go for that. Did have Clancy though, but did take out the unit.
And is Volantis going to be enough with the chip damage coming through now? He doesn't want any cycling coming through from that Laura. Get some stuns.
Get some stuns, but the HP bar of all of those units, like the AoEs on the side of STARTIIK, just did so much damage. We're not looking at a very lively unit. Did manage to absorb the full attack bar for that Veligil. However, you have to do a lot more to keep that in the match.
Yep, and we're not cycling yet through on that Etna. Volantis, you need to get your skills online for SCRIBBLEBIBBLE, but STARTIIK just needs that turn from Veligil.
Yeah, he needs that turn from Veligil. The moment he gets that turn in from Veligil, he can do so much work. Didn't get a stun from that Volantis. Tries to push back, did actually manage to get a stun. And now Oliver can go a lot of cycling, but managed to not land the pushback. Chandra taking that additional turn.
I think he saw on that additional turn as well. Volantis still didn't have skills, but can she look to sleep because Etna's got skill 2s?
Etna got skill 2, I definitely would go for it, even though if you get stunned in the process, it is an armor break potential. Lance, both armor breaks did not get stuns. Volantis still no skills available.
Does get the stun this time right now, but he's going to be cycling soon unless he can get some more stuns coming out.
Yeah, he definitely has to be looking at stuns, but we also have a little bit of healing coming in and a good amount of damage from the Felidule. We have a skill 2 coming in. You need stuns from that Volantis right now to get back into the match.
Yeah, does get the one of them, but Etna's going to be coming through, say.
Etna's going to be coming through. Plus, we had the Chandra moving, wasn't violent, did a lot of damage with the first victory for STARTIIK.
STARTIIK there coming through. He didn't really read the trap, but he managed to deal with the trap in the end. That additional turn from the Laura was pretty huge for him as well, allowing to get some more stuns coming out. SCRIBBLEBIBBLE right now was confident in the drafting phase, but has seen it not work. He's down. How do you pick yourself back up?
Yeah, it's definitely interesting to see a Zima as a trap, because in the end, Zima trap is not like a Gianna trap. Gianna trap would disable the turn on the enemy side, whereas with a Zima, you just silence. But if your Zima is that low on HP, a Felidule skill 1 would take it out, a Chandra skill 1 would take it out, so you're losing your unit for just having a trap.
Exactly, and if you're losing units, it's always an uphill battle. 3v4 is way harder in all cases, right? I mean, no matter the units that are on the field, we've seen that Nephthys and the Yonhong, it could be available in this next round. Are you looking for a Laura?
Yeah, I would say the Laura pre-ban is definitely one of those options, but it's also like first pick Heigang. Heigang is strong if you really counter something, but in this case he was just picked in the sense of I don't want to play against it, which he's always worse in.
So he took out a different high base speed unit there in the Etna. We saw that when it can cycle, it can do the damage, setting up more of those defense breaks. STARTIIK has that first pick, going into the Heigang, stealing it then away from SCRIBBLEBIBBLE.
But that is the big difference. For STARTIIK, it's a core unit. You can pair it with the Nephthys, you can pair it with the Laura. Those are not units that SCRIBBLEBIBBLE can steal right now. Does actually have the opportunity to go for comfortable units, but so does STARTIIK.
Yeah, this is a fast draft so far. You see the Laura, you see the Nephthys. We're getting the speed lead, the high base speed unit. SCRIBBLEBIBBLE as well has the same at the moment on the field, but probably needs something else to go along with it. Are we going to see Robos like we see on ladder?
Yeah, definitely could go for Robos, but then again, STARTIIK has very fast units as well. The Etna's banned out, but STARTIIK really likes to pair this with like a Masha or other kind of bruiser unit. So if you go full on like the Robos and AoE strips, could be difficult.
It's looking like a typical SCRIBBLEBIBBLE draft right now. So we're seeing the Ciara, we're seeing the Robo. Did he get some improvements on his Swift?
Let's see over there, but then on the side of STARTIIK, is he going to speed contest it or say, okay, you have the first turn, but I'm going to be working around Heigang, trying to get the Heigang still on the field. But you have to speed contest to a certain point, otherwise the Heigang is simply banned.
Exactly. Ooh, does that allow saying, okay, we'll let the Robo through right now. Verdihill with the passive can look to boost up the rest of the team, and Juno as well to cleanse any of it, things coming through. Juno with a 52% win rate at the moment in SWC, say.
Yeah, Juno's always one of those very strong units. We see 3 units that are wind on the side of Scribble. Sure, the Ciara could take down the Juno if you can land those bombs. There's a lot of additional bomb damage on those artifacts these days. They do a lot of damage from those, but it takes long to actually get to that point. On the other side, we do see a Jean right now, but that does also mean that there's just one strip on the side of Scribble that is AoE strip.
He is going to then likely allowing a higher speed lead potentially on the side of SCRIBBLEBIBBLE, and for STARTIIK say, how do you can still get rid of that Juno at the moment, you said?
Yeah, you could get rid of the Juno. On the other side, it is the big question. Do you respect that Jean? That could be very deadly if he gets his skills in a later match, because STARTIIK is playing a later match. He's not going to be clearing anything first turn.
Let's find out. They're using the full amount of time here. It looks like STARTIIK needs that last second for the ban. It's going to be a Nephthys and it's going to be a Yonhong in order for the setup. So we're going to have the speed lead out on the side of STARTIIK. Oliver with the 33 crit rate on the side of Juno for STARTIIK. It's our SWC2024 Europe Cup quarterfinal match 3 between STARTIIK and SCRIBBLEBIBBLE. That Robo is faster.
The Robo is faster, but we did see a counter, but not from the one unit you want to see a counter. That would have been the Verdihill, but instead the Juno went for the counter. We see a counter, but it is a little late. Can we go for stunts? Oh, there are so many stunts and the additional taking out, and you see it on the face of Scribble. This is exactly how his last few streams were going, and he does not like the looks of it.
He doesn't. He's got bombs available, does land it at least on the Verd, can look to detonate. Is it going to be enough though, the bomb damage? Oh!
It is not enough, but also the bomb damage is the resist that Scribble's like, yeah, what can I do, what can I do? It looks so hard to play from this position.
Definitely does right now, Verdihill. You know how annoying he can be on the field, but for STARTIIK, it allowed even more stuns. Oh!
There's a lot of stuns coming in. Ciara's not stunned as of yet, but maybe that the Heigang or the Juno have something to say about that.
Yeah, the redemption arc is going to be a lot longer right now because STARTIIK is in the driving seat right now, can get rid of units slowly.
Yeah, absolutely. From the start, Scribble actually had a pretty nice start, was stripping a bunch of those units. They didn't do all too much, but then again, also missing that bomb. Things are not going in the favor for Mr. SCRIBBLEBIBBLE over here.
No, they are not. You can see his reaction right there as well. That's why people tune into his streams. But in all honesty, Laura right now, is she going to cycle? No.
Nope, Laura not cycling as well. Oliver has to do a lot of Oliver things right now. Can you push back? Does get the pushback, does also get the counter in the process.
He was playing with fire on that one quite literally there, as Laura's going to be able to come in, skill 3, clean up for STARTIIK. It's 2-0 up for STARTIIK. But again, we've been here before in the previous 2 matches. 2-0 up. Are we going to get back to a 2-2 and then finish it off with the 3rd one?
Yeah, it's been like written in the stars so far, but let's see if we actually go all the way on that, because I love it that STARTIIK is still focused. Like, he knows he got good RNG, and he knows he's 2 up, but he's as focused as he was when it was 0-0, and I absolutely love to see that as well. Whereas SCRIBBLEBIBBLE, he's a streamer, he's more of like goofing around and that kind of stuff, but I can also get the mindset of just like, I'm gonna lock in whatever and see what happens. Where STARTIIK, full focused, and that is what you need in that 3rd round still. So let's see, Scribble played a lot of matches, but sometimes you're just on like kind of a downhill train of like, shit, like, stuff is not working out, and it just doesn't happen.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Berghild can be back in the frame. Again, the same bans as we've had in that set number 1 there. Neftis getting taken away, Yonhong as well. SCRIBBLEBIBBLE taking that Haegang first pick, do you reckon?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'm not too sure, because the Haegang is a core pick of STARTIIK. It's not really something that is a must for SCRIBBLEBIBBLE. So I'm curious to see if he's actually going to lock that in, because it's not really helping his core units that much.
He's going in then for the steal with that Haegang. In the last time we saw part of the Holy Trinity come out on the side of STARTIIK, are we going to get the Velajul and the Chandra?
Yeah, once again, going back to comfortable units. Sure, he doesn't use that too much on ladder, but they are just units that work most of the time. So in this case, once again, they work. SCRIBBLEBIBBLE, does he go back to a Sierra kind of style? Oliver does go for those units.
Oliver and Berghild, again, if they can get online with those defense breaks. We saw last time that the Laura could really do some damage. It's available again for STARTIIK in this position. He's the only player in Europe Cup with that unit as well, say.
Yeah, he is the only player, but so far he hasn't really made it work that much to give him victories. STARTIIK, does he go for a repeat of that match 1? He was going for that Athena. I can't really remember what his 4th pick was on that, once again, to be honest.
I think we might be seeing a Laura coming in. We had the high base speed, so we've got the Etna and we've got there. This is a very similar draft to what we've seen before, but STARTIIK took that one.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if you want to go for an exact repeat draft on those, because we did see, well, last time we had a Z-Man there, and we do know that the Z-Man is a trap right now, so I don't think he will lock in that Z-Man right now. He might go for a different unit, maybe a Fire Monkey, maybe a Juno. Actually goes for Chiwu, so definitely still speed contesting right there.
Going for the speed lead with a 24, we know Chiwu can do a lot of great things with glancing on the side of the field right now, but Velajul, if he gets those turns, can look to cleanse, and that team is then brutal on the side of STARTIIK. Another speed lead?
A speed lead, Juno, Fire Monkey, there's a lot of good options right now to finish with a very strong bruiser that might be a potential must-ban.
Let's figure out then STARTIIK. Again, like you said, laser focus, using the time, deciding then to go in for that Juno right now to deal with it. Haegang's on the other side of the field though.
Haegang is on the other side of the field, but I think that Juno might be a must-ban. But the big question right now is, does the Athena go through? Does the STARTIIK once again actually take first turn, which was his last 2 victories? Or in this case, it looks a little bit more favorable for first turn for Scribble maybe.
Yeah, we've got the double speed lead, we've got the Berghild that could potentially go through as well. Volantis couldn't quite make it happen for him in that first set. But like those 2 matches before, say, it's gone up to the wire in the set 5 in the ending. Berghild taken out, so speed leads are going to be on both sides here. Is the redemption arc calling for SCRIBBLEBIBBLE? It is our quarterfinal match 3, set 3. STARTIIK could progress through here unless SCRIBBLEBIBBLE answers, and Etna look to be going through.
Once again going into that Oliver, giving that Oliver an awkward first turn. However, we have Laura once again moving right after that, and there's no healing on the side of Scribble, and this is the thing that hurt that much. How much damage are we looking at? Like 3 or more K per hit AoE. They're close to 3K. Oh. That's just so much damage, never going to be returning on the side of Scribble.
Gets the glancings in, but he needs something on that Velajul, say.
Needs something on the Velajul. He misses fully on that Velajul. Still potential for a stun over here. You have to land that AoE stun right here. Or do you go for a pushback? I think you have to go for that AoE. Multiple stuns. Does go for the pushback. Did not get the stun that he so much needed.
It can't, and now he can cycle STARTIIK using that Sanctuary. Get everybody back up with the immunity. The redemption arc might be over here, say.
Yeah, it's not going to happen because we have a lot of armor breaks coming in, a lot of slows, a lot of stuns. These units on the side of STARTIIK are just doing so much work.
It is, and Etna coming in now. Look to just confirm a kill right now onto the Oliver. You can get Chandra to confirm a kill likely onto that Chiru as well right now. Maybe even on the defense breaker, the Volantis. Just plowing in more damage. And that is it. STARTIIK is your winner against SCRIBBLEBIBBLE.